morning, girls. How are you? Thank you for being patient with me today. Normally, you know, I film these on Saturday morning, and yesterday was our big work day, and I kind of just forgot after the work day. I took a nap, and that was it for the day. So I apologize. I also need to apologize for this because I'm going to the barn today. McKinley has a lesson after church. So, how are you guys? Go ahead and comment down below. And today we're finishing up our lessons in Ezra. Next week we're going to be in Nehemiah. So, today's lesson is in Ezra chapter 4 through chapter 6. So, we're just going to kind of condense that and explain what's going on. Some of the Old Testament books are a little difficult just to go verse by verse, you know? So here we go. After returning to the land, the people built an altar to offer sacrifices to God again. They celebrated the Festival of Booths. Comment down below if you know what that is. If you do, I will give you a $5 bill because that will be so awesome if you do know that. Next, they began building the temple. Some people didn't want the Jerusalem temple to be rebuilt. They caused trouble for the Jews. Well, don't you know that every time they try to do something good, somebody comes against them. So the people stopped building. Years went by. Darius became the new ruler of Persia. God sent two prophets, Haggai and Zechariah. Yes, those are the names of two books of the Bible named after the authors. Very good. I knew you were thinking that. So Haggai and Zechariah told the Jews, finish building it. Keep on. Don't worry about it. Keep doing what you're doing. The people obeyed and began to build the temple again. Again, the Jewish people faced opposition to building the temple. The governor of that region and some others asked the Jewish people, who told you could finish this? God was with his people, though. This time, the Jewish leaders did not listen to the opposition. The governor and others agreed to allow the Jews to continue building the temple while they sent a letter to King Darius and waited for his instructions. King Darius ordered that the archives in the library be searched. A scroll was eventually found that recorded King Cyrus's decision to allow the Jewish people to return home and rebuild the temple. King Darius sent word to the Jews that they could continue the work on the temple. They celebrated the Passover in their new place of worship, rejoicing and offering the sacrifices commanded by the law. The people rejoiced that God had changed the king's attitude to allow them to return home and rebuild their temple. So finally, you know, it's been up and down battle for the Jews. They were in slavery, and then they were released to protect themselves, and then they could actually return home and start to rebuild. And then somebody said, no, you don't have permission to rebuild. Over and over. And finally, the temple's built. They can offer sacrifices. They can observe the Passover. God took care of them. It's always important to keep persevering. When God tells you to do something, don't listen to people who say not to. You just keep doing what you know God wants you to do. 3 key points. The people stopped rebuilding the temple when they faced opposition. God sent the prophets, Haggai and Zechariah, to remind them of their obligation to God. And 3, the temple was completed and worship was restored. So next week, we're going to learn about Nehemiah, another really important person in this time period. And so what I want you to do is comment down below if you know what the Passover is. And if you know what the Festival of Booths is, girl, you getting a $5 bill next week, okay? So I love you, girls. Have a wonderful week. Message me if you need anything, and I'll see you next time. Bye.